So I just finished watching the final episode of The Real Housewives of Lagos, the third season, and I'm like, what the hell? What was that? Like, is there another finale? Is that the finale, or are we to look for another? Because you cannot tell me that that is all you guys have to offer us. You know what? Let me hold my thoughts. Let me just tell you guys what happened first. Then I'll tell you what I think about the whole season and, of course, the finale. And yes, I have a bone to pick with Showmax, so get ready as we go through this. So let me just break down what had happened in this episode. There was a conversation between Dabota and Diadem, where Diadem told her part of what had transpired between herself and Miriam at her event. Now, listening to Diadem's, side of the story, she wasn't actually 100% truthful. She was truthful, but not really truthful, because she left out some parts, of that conversation or of that whole back and forth that happened, just to make it look like they were descending on her for no reason. She basically told Dabota that when she left and Miriam came, Miriam did not even bother greeting anybody. She did not even look at her or commend her or say anything. She just went straight up to, where's Caroline, right? And she also said that Sophia and Laura had asked her the question and she had shut them down and they dropped it. And now Miriam comes in, gun blazing, asking of Caroline. And we know that's not actually how this whole thing played. And then she said Miriam put a call across to Caroline, and then Caroline says, who is that one? And started insulting Diadem. And Diadem said, out of the blue, Miriam started saying she's doing too much, and yeah, that was her own version. You and I know that that's not exactly the truth. Now, Dabota put a call across to Miriam, and Miriam too started talking about her own side of the story. In her own side of the story, she very conveniently removed the part where she was at fault. She just started saying, she came and then she asked, oh, where is Caroline? And Diadem did not even tell her. She did not invite Caroline. And then Diadem was, all up in her face, pointing her finger to her nose. And I'm like, why are you people being economical with the truth? Why is it so hard for you to recap a story or tell a story and say where you were at fault? Like, it's so rich coming from Miriam saying, oh, that, when somebody does stupid things, they don't tell you what stupid things that they did in their story. And I'm like, you too, you are not telling us the truth. I'm going to recap for those of you who did not watch the last episode. So basically what had happened, Miriam came in to the event, of course, the usual pleasantries, and then she looked, there was Caroline's name everywhere, but there was no Caroline. And she asked the host, Diadem, and Diadem was not forthcoming with the truth. She just said, she's aware. She never said she never invited Caroline. And then Miriam put a call across. Now she put a call across and she put it on speaker. And then she starts asking Caroline, why are you not here? And Caroline is like, where? And she's like, Diadem's event. And Caroline was like, that one. At that point, she did not put it like on her ear. She decided to let it ring. And then Diadem walked off. I think she actually said she walked off. She walked off, she came back, and she was mad. And Miriam was just getting the gist from Laura and Sophia that, okay, they've had asked that question and they've been shut down. And this is what exactly had transpired. And then we had the shouting match of Diadem accusing Miriam of being a gossip. And then Miriam, in turn, saying that she's been doing too much from the beginning. Now, if you can hear these versions, I didn't even say everything completely. If you have not watched it, I did a recap on it. I'll put the link here. If you were just listening to these ladies and not actually watching what had happened, it's easy to actually believe them. But nah, both of them were being very economical with the truth. Well, I was not surprised. Now, that's one. Another event we saw was the gossip session that happened in Caroline's house. I mean, it's Caroline's house. What do you expect? So she invited the ladies. Of course, Dabota and Diadem were not invited. Invited them to her house for a Northern Nigeria experience. I love that. I should even think of doing something like that, because I mean, yeah, that was so beautiful, the culture and everything. And then it turned into a gossip session, and this lady is picking sides already. And Laura, though, Diadem is your girl, but you sit down there and you're kicking when they are shading her. And I'm like, Okay, and Sophia is just being like, Sophie, she's like saying that Diadem was just shouting, never gotten her point across. And I'm like, Sophia, I love you, baby. And I understand when you're with your friends, you gotta start with your friends, because I mean, you got your people. But then again, all this while that Caroline has been acting up at the event, the stuff in Ghana, you didn't call her out for it. So yeah. Anyways, moving on from that gossip session, we had Miriam's event. Now, in between all this, we had the lovely moment with Dabota and her child. We had a lovely moment of Diadem shopping for her child and all of that, right? I just want to get straight to the last event, which was Miriam's hosting and she launching her Lure Beauty. Now, Diadem was nowhere to be found. She was actually invited, but I didn't know she would make it. But nah, let me not lie, I actually didn't know she would make it because we saw the preview from last episode. Anyways, so these ladies came in. First, of course, on the list was Sophia, looking so beautiful in Miriam's world, Michael Jackson's Black and White. And then we had Laura looking so good. And then, of course, our Caroline Pepe coming in. And then Dabota came in and it was like, who broke the glass? And Caroline was like, Dabota and Diadem can go to hell. For like, hey, is anybody absent? Is anybody absent? I'm like, you can feel them. The moment Dabota walked in, your skin was, giving you some kind of pinchy kind of thing. But anyways, I mean, I wouldn't blame you if your arch nemesis is in that room. Let me pause on that part. Let's go back to that gossip session because I just remember something that was said. So in that gossip session, these women, that is Laura and of course Sophie, affirmed or confirmed what I've always said from the first episode of the season, which is the Dabota trying to be a diva or queen thing is first. See, let me not lie to you, Dabota is a great person, right? But the moment she started with that first episode thingy she was doing, she just lost me because she was acting like a low budget Faith Murray. Like that was Faith Murray's script. That was like giving a bit of low budget Faith Murray and a cross between a low budget Faith Murray and of course Chioma. Leave that for the ladies that know how to carry that. And I'm talking about Faith and Chioma, and I miss that so much this season. Anyways, let's get back, to Miriam's event. So the ladies were looking so good, and then Miriam said, una go buy nothing less than 1 million naira. I'm like, okay, a businesswoman, I stand. Yes. Caroline, being the drama queen that she is, said, you know what, I'm gonna buy up to 1 million. And then she was also pushing her brand to inside another person's brand. You guys think Caroline is, this Mother Christmas, but she's not. She's a smart woman using these people's business to also push her business. Because tell me why she's like, can we push it to my fans? Give me like a promo code. And then I'm like, I like your business sense. And of course, Miriam wants to sell her product. Businesswomen meet businesswomen. I love it. Now, these women were there buying products. And then the subtle shades between Miriam and Laura. Laura walks in. Miriam is like, sweep my floor, Laura. Sweep my floor, because she was wearing a train. And I'm like, now I miss Iyabo, because Iyabo would have stepped on that train. I guess it's because, Iyabo is no longer there. That's why they are wearing all this train. Imagine if Iyabo was there. She for much. Anyways, and then the ladies were like, Dabota was talking about having Miriam's product in her store, and Laura in her confessional, she was like, nah, I'm not gonna be having her products, in my store. If she wants that, ask. My name is Laura Ikeji. I own the biggest beauty brand in Nigeria, or biggest beauty store in Nigeria. And if she needs her products to be in my store, she should ask for a space, Mariam. I'm like, okay, the Igbo woman energy, yes. And let me not lie, these women have a way of hyping themselves up. I mean, talk about when Diadem was talking with Dabota, she was basically like, Miriam wants to come into the beauty industry and she's not even aligning with people like them. And I'm like, okay, I love it. Now the lunch was winding down. The ladies were leaving Dabota and of course Miriam. Miriam was already tired. She wanted to, close stuff. But But the butter was like, let's wait for Diadem. Diadem is on the road because of the traffic and all of that. Now Diadem walks in with this t-shirt that reads a raccoon with a skunk attitude. And you guys know she was paying homage to the insult that our legendary Faith Murray threw at Miriam at that event, at that Iyabojo's event last season. Yeah. And for me, I'm like, this is petty. And it's also Miriam's event. Now, Miriam said in her confessionals, nothing is going to come between me and my money. This is business. Nothing is going to come between me and my money. Not even that t-shirt that reminded me of what I had been insulted with in the past season. And Miriam kept it tight, even though you could see that she was trying her best because the veins were popping on her head, honey. Anyways, she sat there, and I love the fact that pay money, she buy market, and that is the only thing. You know, you can wear the t-shirt, 2,000 naira Louis Vuitton t-shirt with that inscription. Will you wear it again? I don't know. You just dyed it for $2,000. But I mean, I love it. I love me a petty queen, and I also love me a business-minded queen. Yes, these two ladies gave it to me. I love it. Now, that is basically what this episode was about. So all that hype that they were doing on their pages on African Magic and Showmas, it was nothing. This is what I think about this whole season. Very underwhelming. Very underwhelming. I think everybody should thank Caroline. Say, Caroline, mama, thank you, mama, because she saved this season. She completed what Sophia had started. She saved this season. You guys are like, oh, Caroline is this, Caroline is this, but Caroline is the necessary evil for this season. Imagine there was no Caroline. Wait till we for the watch. You for just pay your Showman subscription for nothing, pay your DSTV subscription for nothing. I mean, Caroline was giving me Real Housewives of Atlanta kind of drama. You know that kind of business drama that you don't even understand, you cannot justify. Yeah, that was Caroline, and that's why I love her this season. That's why I wanted her back. Like, I didn't want her to come back to start being a saint. I mean, this is trash reality show. So yeah, Caroline did it for me this season. She gave me something to talk about. Check it all through how many episodes we have, 12 episodes. In each of those seasons or each of those episodes, we always talked about Caroline. So yeah, I love the fact that they brought back Caroline. Secondly, can we have other OGs back? I don't know if Iyabo wants to come back, but right now I need an Iyabo in this cast. Yes. And I also love the friendship between Diadem and Dabota. I feel like that's the realest friendship this season. The rest are just because what we're gonna get from you. Yeah. And okay, I'm also going to say this season I've learned a lot about Lagos girls. Like, yeah, I'm an Abuja babe, so apparently, if you want to be, respected as a Lagos girl, according to what I learned this episode, you've got to wear a lot of designer stuff and come correct. Wear original stuff. Else, they're going to look you up, down, and say who you be. Yeah, it's crazy. Now, soon they do for Lagos. Anyways, this season has been really underwhelming. I don't even know what to say. I also liked Sophia this season. I'm not even gonna lie. I love the fact that we saw a different side of her. Dabota. I think for me, what kind of like made me feel a bit about Dabota this season was the fact that she just from the first episode, there was this ick she was giving me. I guess, I don't know. Yeah. And I've not been able to push it out. And I've not been able to shake it out. Yeah. And also, I feel like later on in the season, she kind of like loosened up a bit. But at the beginning of the season, Dabota was just... Diadem, I feel like... I love the petty Diadem I was seeing at the end of the show. But I wish she came out much more earlier. And I take back the words I said about her at the beginning of the show, where I said she's just another version of Tanya from last season. Nah, Diadem is way more better than Tanya. Yeah, because she actually gave us something to talk about. Yes, Miriam, the real OG vibes. I love her. But this season was whack. Let me not lie to you guys. Of all the seasons I've seen that gave us something to look forward to for the reunion, I don't know. So what are we looking forward to in this reunion? I don't know. I heard the reunion has already been... filmed. I think they said it was filmed a week ago. So let's see what they're gonna do. Are they gonna be throwing bottles, chairs, or whatever? Let's see. And yes, I told you guys from the beginning of this video is long. Anyways, I told you guys I have a bone to pick with Showmax. Why is it that renewing your subscription on Showmax is harder than a camel passing through a needle's eye? Why? Like, I've been trying to renew my subscription since yesterday. Since yesterday. And these people, what is it? Why do they make their things? And I've never really had a smooth experience whenever it comes to renew my subscription with Showmax. That's why I only do Showmax when I have something to watch there. It's not like Netflix that can easily automatically renew the subscription. Showmax, whoever it is that did their payment gateway or whatever, try. Try. You are just nah. Try. I bet you people want us to be paying for DSTV. I don't have 30K to be paying for DSTV that I will be watching once in a week. It doesn't make any sense. Anyways, guys, that's it from me. Tell me your thoughts about the season. Who do you want them to bring back? Who do you want them to remove? Let me know in the comment section. On that note, I'd like to say a very big thank you to you all for being part of my channel. If you have not yet subscribed, what exactly are you waiting for? Kindly click on the subscription button, click on the notification bell to let you know whenever I post any new video. Until I come your way again, I remain your darling girl, Ezinne Williams. Have yourself a beautiful, wonderful day ahead. Bye, guys.